Hey, hi guys, I'm Cody. This is Mara, and tonight we're gonna show you like a little bit tricks about Adobe Illustrator and After Effects. So first of all, let's take a look at the the logos that you sent us. So this is your logo, and this one as well. Very pretty designed. So I want to introduce you to vector images and raster images at first place. So this I believe is should be a raster image. The main difference is that when you zoom in, really a lot, the vector image stays the same because it comes out from the computer's like algorithm and stuff like that. So like no matter how much you zoom in, it's still like clear and crystal. But if you use a raster image, probably in Photoshop or other like software, once you zoom in really a lot, probably it's got like pixelized and stuff like that. So let's take a look at the Illustrator. So you open that up, you create a new project. So this is for animation, right? So probably we want to 1080p. So we go to Film and Video, and we hit the HDV/HDTV 1080, and make sure it's in a landscape orientation instead of portrait orientation. And we make sure that under advanced options, it's in RGB color. And then we hit create. So we had an artboard. And you can see here over the under the layers, there's just one layer. And we should pay pretty much attention to this one because if we're gonna animate this logo, we won't put like every single part of this logo into different layers, so you can animate them like separately. So we hit and drag the your logo into Illustrator, and you can move that around, and you can see there's a little green cross in the middle. So when you drag the image around, it kind of like aligns that kind of, you can snaps it to the cross, and then it's in the middle. And it has, apart from the logo itself, it also has a white background, which you don't want. So you go to Object and Image Trace. Sorry, you have to hit it, to select it, and go to Object and Image Trace and Make. Hit OK. The logo is gone, but don't panic. Let's go to Window and do, where is it? I can't find it. Image Trace. Okay, thank you. So Image Trace, turn the mode from black and white into color. Give it a second. Okay, so our logo comes back. And if you turn the view from tracking result to tracking result with outlets, you can see there are already like outlets and the outlines around the logo. And we go back to Object and Image Trace again and hit Expand. So now we have all these kind of parts like separated. We go to the Direct Selection tool, the little arrow, and shortcut is A. And we can select the white background and hit delete to get rid of it. And these parts as well. So we have a logo in a alpha channel, and no matter how much you zoom in, it's always going to be crystal clear. And now what we're going to do is to put different parts of this logo into different layers. So once you import this logo into After Effects, you can animate them like separately. So here under layers, this little icon here, you hit it to create a new layer. For example, I need 3. This one, I would name it, you double click to rename it, probably leaf on the left. And this one, leaf on the right. And for this one, probably orange whale. And as you can see, once we processed it, it's under one group, but we don't want that. So we can select them all and right click and ungroup them. So the group is gone. So you only have the selections. Once you click on one selection, there's a little, square thing, colored square that shows you which selection you're on right now. So this is the left lift. So I hit and drag it into the layer that I just created. And this is the right lift. I put it in the under the another layer. So right now we have 3 different layers. This layer, another, and the third. So once we save this and put it into After Effects, we can animate these things separately. So we go to File and Save As. Make sure it's an AI, which means Adobe Illustrator file. For example, logo, OP, logo number 1 on the desktop, and save. So now you have the logo Illustrator file. So next, Mora is going to show you how to use After Effects.
So I just want to introduce After Effects very quickly and briefly. Although After Effects has a lot of things to talk about, I will just go through the very basic lines. How do you use them and something like that. I will use one of my projects that I did before. So this is one of my class project. Is an assignment, but I think it's well enough for me to show you everything that I need to cover today. So first, just set up a composition. So although I have a composition here, I just need to show you how to set a new one. So how to do it is new composition, right click here at this area, and you say you click on new composition, and here are some settings. The thing that you need to pay much attention to is this frame rate. So usually we do this in 23.976. Although you can see there's 24, but always I just select this one. And also duration, because different from Premiere, After Effects you need to set the duration at the very beginning. So I have a duration of 720 frames. So my composition is just that long. It cannot extend longer. If I want to make my composition longer, I should go back to this composition settings and change the duration. So after this, mostly good, and just pay attention to this width and height. After that, just hit OK, and now we have a new composition. You can open different composition in one project, so you can switch them here. You see. So very basic lines, and also like sometimes here is your frame, but sometimes it comes as a time code, like this. It's like, I don't like this. I usually use frame rate. So how to change that is you hold down Command or Control on your laptop and just click on that. So it will switch to frame rate, a frame number. I highly recommend to use frame number rather than time code. Next is import file. We will use this composition here. Let's just import the file we have just made, the orange one. So it's still like in this area, and click on import file. And on the desktop, we find the logo, the file we did just now. Open. And here something you need to pay attention to first is import kind. I always select footage. But for the layer options, just choose layer. So in this way, you can import layers separately rather than the entire file. So now you can see the 3 layers we made. So that's why we emphasize a lot, like separate your layer in Illustrator. Because if you do not separate your layer in Illustrator, you have to do it by mask in After Effects. Take some time, and I don't like that. Although you can, but it just spend more time. So let's just separately, and last one is footage dimensions. They are layer size or document size. I usually use layer size for the document size, and let's see the difference. So we first import the orange wheel in a layer size and import it. And again, import the orange wheel in a document size. And just drag them all together. And for this one, you can see those little dots means how large the size of this image. You can see it's only like this wheel size. But if you use an entire one, you can see it's the entire image. And sometimes it brings you some problems. So just remember to choose layer size instead of the document size. After doing that, just a basic view of those buttons right on the left corner. First one is select. You just select something on the layer, so we'll come back to this one. I can select this cat. And for this hand, actually, you can drag it among this on this image. But actually, I use the middle button of your mouse. It's much easier. You don't need to like switch. So so I highly recommend to get a 3-button mouse, just what we did in Maya last week. So you can also drag it by using the middle button. Well, this one is like the camera ones. We do not use it a lot in 2D animation. Sometimes we use it if you like turn this into a 3D layer. We'll talk it later. And for this one, I will zoom in it. So for this one, is the tool which you change the anchor point of one layer. You can see this little cat. So this is a little circle here, means it's anchor point. If I drag it, I should not use this one. If you drag it, and also for this one, this is much clearer. Here's the anchor point. If you drag it, and you can see the anchor point move. You can drag anyone else you want. Anchor point does a very important role when you are doing a scale, like change the scale like from 1 to 100. Different anchor point will bring different kinds of animation. Maybe I can show you later if we have time. So just make sure you can use this to change the anchor point. And this is the when you draw something like a shape or something, we will do it later for the demo. This pen tool is almost the same as what you used in Photoshop, but we used it to do a mask here. Mask, I don't think we will cover it today, but just let you know. Text, brush tool, they are pretty simple and same as the Photoshop ones. And then we should take a look at those buttons right below your the screen. So here is the like you zoom in, zoom out. Actually, I do not use this to change, but just let you know. And this one is where you can turn on and off your title save. You can see if I turn it on, I can say the title save. So if you want to add subtitles or doing some graphic word, like putting words on your video, just remember to turn on it and check. Others like this, it's just help you to line up, so you need to use it sometimes. But yeah, just let you know. And for this one, it's like it's turned on and off the mask stroke. So I have different layers here in this work. So as you can see, I have different layers. I turn it off. I have different layers for the room. This is the one. Yeah. And you can see this little circle. So if I don't want to see this stroke, just turn it off and just disappear. Others, here's where you can change the RGB, or you can see your alpha channel here because it's all not transparency, so you cannot see anything here. But for this one, you will see a different like alpha channel, because this is show you the transparency of your image. Very fast. And now we go to the left bottom corner. Here are something that we need to pay attention to. So sometimes you usually do not want this long, like this long stuff. So what you do is always like you only have half of them. So switch it, like just click on this toggle switches mode, so you can change it differently. But you can also turn on all of them. And something that I need to tell you here is, let me see. Okay, first is the motion blur. If you turn on this, it will have some motion blur. These little 3 circles get together. But if you want to preview the motion blur, you have to open this one. You have to like active both of them. So then you will see the motion blur. Even though you only active this one, the motion blur will not appear. And this is called shy, this little guy actually. So what you do is you shy something, you shy the layer, and which mostly, usually it's the layer you have already finished the work of. So if you shy it, and you can just switch them off. So you can see, I have a lot of layer here, but mostly I shade them because I only need to work on those 4 layers. So I shade them. It's a very like useful things that you should pay attention to. And for this little sound, I don't know how to describe it, but you know, little sound. It shows if you can activate it, it means this is a vector file. So sometimes you need to use it because if you do not activate it, you zoom in a lot, or sometimes you will just see the pixelized image, but you activate it, and now it will work as a vector file in this whole project. So just remember to turn it on. And this one gonna be the 3D. So if you turn on the 3D when you do a motion or something, a transformation, you will see the scale, and now you have X, Y, Z rotation. If you turn it off, you only have you only have 2 axes, like only X and Y. So when you do something like really cool flips, you should turn it on. Otherwise, it just use a 2D one. Yeah. Some shortcuts that I really need to talk about is the most important one is U, UVW, the U. So U means if you press click on a layer and press U, it will open everything that includes animation, which means you have keyframes on that. You see, I only have animation on rotation for this one. So if I click on view, it will open it for me. But if I do not click on U, I want to search for the rotation. I need to open it, and then I find the rotation. So U is really a button that helps you save your space here in your timeline. And P is literally position, so you open only position. Even though you don't have a animation, you did not keyframe that, you can still open the position. And S gonna be scale, almost the same. So actually, when you're doing very simple animations, scale, position, and always opacity, those 3 buttons plus U will be the buttons, shortcuts you use most. And if you want to go 1 frame backward or 1 frame forward, just page up, page down. These are the shortcuts I use a lot. And now maybe we can do a demo, a very simple one. Mostly I will do on also include a shape layer. So a shape layer is literally somewhere you can draw a shape by using this tool that I said I will talk about later. So how to do make a new layer, right click, new, and we usually do shape layer. One you should pay attention to is when you are doing this, although it's on a shape layer, it will automatically help you select on tool creates shape. But sometimes, I don't know why, it will in this way. So it's actually do a mask. So if you want to create a shape, just make sure you are on tool creates shape. So now you can draw something. If you're on mask, it's doing a mask. It's not what you want. So keyframe, when you want to animate something, the main idea is keyframing. So keyframing means in this moment, I want the stuff to be here at the left. Maybe 10 frames later, I want it to be on the right. So the frame 0 gonna be my first keyframe. We will do a position. And frame 20, let's make it 20, will be another keyframe. And you can use this little triangle to switch between keyframes. So now we have our original status. And then we go to the last frame we want it to go. You can drag it. So now you can just simply animate it. Very simple ones, very easy to understand, I think. And when you are doing some movement, you can see they are very in a stable speed. So we want to make the movement more smoothly. We usually do ease in and ease out. How to do it? There are 2 ways. The first one is you select the frame that you want to add ease in or ease out, and right click on that. Right click on those keyframes, this little beans, and go to keyframe assistant. And here you have easing, easy ease, easy ease in, easy ease out. They are kind of different, but almost the same. And you just make it here, and now it will move in a more smoothly. Sometimes you can also do by using this graphic. Now you can see it's a straight line, and remember to choose a position because we are animating on position. If you are on other kind of thing, you don't have any graphics here, so we are on position. Select this time area, and let's do something like this. It's almost the same as what we did in easing, ease out, but in here you can control more by changing those graphics. So it's also smooth. So you can do it in different ways. Just depends on what you like. others, let me see. Okay, duplicate layer. You can simply use Command C and Command V to do that, but you can also use Command plus D, just duplicate that. So now you have another one, almost the same. You can see there's 2 layers here. But if I want to like, I think most of you have used Premiere here. In Premiere, you always use like a knife to cut the footages. Actually, we don't have it here in After Effects, and if you want to cut footages, what you usually do is using shortcuts. It's Alt plus, okay, I will text it. This is what we are going to text layer, actually. Yeah, this is what I used for the shortcuts. This is like how you cut your layers. So by doing this, you can just cut your layer in After Effects. So this is just shortcut. I think that is all. Splitting layers in a specific frame.
Yeah, there's a shortcut.
Oh yeah, it's the S plus
It's
S.
Command Shift and D.
Oh yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
like
Command Shift and D.
split layer. So actually, you can do it. Yeah, the easiest way to do it is just like using Command C, Command V, if you like. So that's all I have. Now we are going to show our sub logos. And after showing the sub logos, we can open your Ottonomous logo file, and maybe we can just do a simple demo on how to animate your logos.
So we want feedback on the SUP ones that they're doing, and then we need your guys' ideas on what you want your logo to be, or what you can see that's possible.
Okay. So these are the 2 I did, and I will also export the 2 made by Cody. So this is the first one I made. It's pretty fast. So a little bit small, I will leave you more. So just again, first one, second one, and third one made by Cody. And how much did you do? Are they the same? I think they're the same. Third one, and the fourth one. So like basically Cody plays more on colors and I place more on the shapes. Like two different kind of style, and Cody is much longer. And we can put them together and you can watch them again. So we are pretty welcome for some feedbacks if you have some. Yeah. Do you have any ideas? Any of you?
The second one with the P was really cool.
The second one, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. It was very sleek.
Yeah, it's very the shortest one and most simple one, but it really shows how I think when I design this logo. Yeah. Because by only looking at this entire one, some cannot find it's a combination of SUP, the three letters. But by doing the animation, it may be more like clear, I think. Any others?
I like the sleek one. The back's fun.
I like the first one.
The first one,
The first one.
this one.
Yeah. Let's just play them all as our logo.
So for this one, I also did it. So actually, when I put the triangle in this shape, it is an S here. So just in order to tell you it's an S, I made a little line go through the this S and S to show the S shape. I don't know whether you catch it because it's pretty fast. Yeah. So the first two I made them, and for the later two Cody made them, and he may have something to say, like how he think when he's designing it. Maybe I don't know. I talk a lot. I talk a lot.
Yeah, we just still want to hear feedbacks and
Yeah,
you guys
how you
about
think,
these
how you
things.
like it.
What is the tone of the org? Like, cause I think we'd kind of also change it. Cause your first one feels very like MTV music video, and I don't know if that's like the tone you're going for.
Mhm.
With all the colors and like the lightning bolt.
Mhm. This
Is
one.
that the icon are we using 100%?
We narrowed it down from 4 to 2, so now we're animating both of those.
That looks like.
Are you referring to this one?
Right.
That's what I said. Lily, do you have our preferred?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, first one.
I like the second.
Second one.
So like if you
This one. Or,
Create,
yeah.
collaborate.
Just some feedback or
keep playing one more time.
this one.
There's something weird. Collect.
You got it.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Beg your pardon?
That's 3 words.
I got it.
What? Yeah. I talk a lot.
Connect, collect, create.
C.
Connect, collect, create.
Yeah. Now I need collect your ideas and your feedback.
Friend.
So yeah.
I'm like the only design note on this one
Mhm.
is it feels like underneath like the on the bottom right corner of
Mhm.
where the P is, it feels
Yeah.
a little
Weird.
empty.
Oh, here.
Like that space. Like
Yeah.
it could be something like we could put something else there.
Mhm.
Yeah, it feels imbalanced a little bit.
Like maybe the Syracuse University post can come out as like
Mhm.
stacked words to the right underneath
Mhm.
the P. So
Yeah.
it's like more of a block.
Mhm. Or we can make it Syracuse University OST, and P gonna be the big one.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do that. So we can fill this area, but we also utilize this P as part of our text, maybe.
But I like how kind of simple that one is. It's just done.
Yeah.
Any notes since you animated Parko?
Oh, you animate part code.
Yeah.
It's cool. I like it.
Oh, did you show it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, okay, yeah. 'cause
For
that's
several
what the second
times.
one
They
reminded
have
me
our
of.
entire branding.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the second one reminded me of that the most. Just in the terms of very clean and simple. When it comes to logo design, it's better not to keep it busy because you want to convey the object, the organization itself is not about flash and panache and that sort of thing. It's supposed to be eye-catching but not busy. So in that vein, like these last two are excessive. Like they'll get your attention, but then you're kind of just looking at colors and shapes and not understanding that there's a branding message behind it. So I think the first two, particularly the second one, succeed the most in those categories as a logo.
So, unless someone else says otherwise, maybe take the second one and work on layout and making the text underneath it more visible, because I think it's kind of small.
Oh, yeah.
But when you fix the layout, I think that'll help.
Yeah. And because it's a vector file, so you can just zoom in and zoom out.
What do you think about size, though, compared to ours?
It's definitely too small. Like I'd give it another 50%.
Yeah, I know it's small, so
scale.
we can enlarge it.
Do you?
That's not a problem.
Right.
Yeah. It's a vector file, so don't worry. We're good.
Even then, if you make it larger, it should be fine. Because the text is pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty small.
It's also, I get this wrong. It's not the kerning. It's the letting. It's pretty tight. It's close together. If you could make that
Yeah, because why I choose this font is because I want to try to match this adage with the P of here. Like try to line up at this line.
Right.
That's why I made it tight. Because Syracuse University, they are very long words. So.
If you scale it up, it should be fine.
Yeah.
My other animation note would be maybe build it as. Can you play this one more? Play this one.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's pretty simple animation.
Yeah.
It's like a write-on.
Yeah, it is a write-on.
So, I think it could have a bit more dynamic quality to it. It feels very flat.
Yeah.
So, maybe try a couple more ideas with this one.
Okay.
Cool. Now your guys' ideas.
Yeah, we can open your.
Basically, right now we have 2 leaves and your film reel orange. What were you envisioning? Who created it? Maybe here?
She's not here.
Okay.
Because it's round, we were thinking of having it maybe roll in
Mm-hmm.
and have the leaves pop up once it hits a certain point.
Mm-hmm. So
I don't know how that would work.
it looks pretty simple. We'll get the wheel
If you have anything more interesting, let me know.
file. Yeah.
That's what we were thinking.
Yeah, we were talking about awesome. We're all on the same page.
What's wrong?
Yeah,
With
just
it?
remember, we can think in both 2D space and 3D space.
直接全倒进来吧。
That
不知
might
道，我
open
用
up
那个苍蝇
another
草。
possibility.
What's wrong with it?
I don't know why there's fonts in your logo.
Yeah. What's this?
Are you opening the one you just made?
Oh no, it's the one he made before.
Sorry.
Did you make it on your machine?
No, on the Mac.
I will quit. We can do it again.
Just save the one that you already broke out.
Cancel.
Just come again. What's wrong with it?
Okay, hold on.
Oh. So so the basic logic how to do the animation you mentioned just now is like first do keyframes on position, and at the same time do keyframes on rotation. Yeah, and keyframe the first frame 0, and bring it out of the screen, and go to maybe 2 or 3 seconds later. It's about like 48 frame at that area, and do your second keyframe. So in that way, and on frame 48, you just drag it, simply drag it to where you want it to be.
The first one?
And so it will like help you keyframe the position.
Yes.
Yeah, what's that?
It's the current
and
one,
for
actually.
the rotation, I think you can just do.
Mora just created.
Yeah, I quit it. Or you can just do maybe 3 or 4 or 5 multiply 360. So in that way, it will just keep on
About the
rotation,
the one you just
and it will just roll it back.
Yeah, this is one that I just
Yeah,
I made
very
before,
simple
actually.
animation.
This one you made
If you can
just
think
now.
of anything more interesting, let me know.
This one?
Yes,
Okay.
and
think that's the one
also
you
for the
just
leaves, how to
made
make
live.
them grow out. So do you remember I mentioned you change the
Oh,
anchor
can use the
point?
mouse.
So can you put the orange logo? So yeah, make the anchor point here and here. Yeah, and do keyframes on frame. No, scale. Sorry. Do keyframes on scale. The first
It's
frame.
working now.
The first frame still gonna be 0%, and the last frame gonna be 100. And if you want because you put the anchor point here, so it will automatically have the feeling of grow up.
Okay.
Yeah. If you put the anchor point in the middle, it will appear from this middle.
Okay.
So actually, where you put your anchor point is where it will start to appear. Yeah. So that's basically how to make animation. I know it's a little bit like that when I
kind of went over my
just
head, but that's okay.
talk about it. But I can do it right now. So
You got it. That's what's important.
sorry. Okay. So we have it, and they are on different layers. So for the orange one, this one, so now we export it as a the document size. It's a little bit, I don't like it, but doesn't matter much. So first one, change the anchor point to the to the middle, because you want to make it rotation, right? So just put it in the middle. And here, transform, you only have transform here. So at the very beginning, you have position, you click on those little stopwatch, and rotation here. And you can see rotation is like 0 multiply what. 0 means if you have 1 here, it means it will just rotate once and go back to the very beginning point. So 2 is rotate twice, like that kind of thing. Yeah. So first, and we do a keyframe maybe on 3 seconds, maybe here 40, and keyframe it again. We go to the very first, and just drag it out. You can use here. This is the mostly the same as what you did in Premiere, or you can just drag it here using your mouse. But I usually do this because it's more accurate. So now it will comes here, but it do not rotate at all. So we'll animate this. Go to the last keyframe, and I will maybe type 5. So it will rotate 5 times. Just like this. It's a lot, so just try. Maybe 3. Decrease it a little bit. That kind of thing, yeah. Yeah, it's very like simple and just make keyframes on that. Yeah, and by how to make it grow, make the leaves grow out, you can do a scale. So the anchor point is here, scale, and it's still rotating. So at the very beginning, we cannot see the leaf, so the scale gonna be 0. Not this one, 0. Just type. So it will just simply grow up. Yeah, you see. Yeah, grow, that kind of thing. Yeah, just remember to move your anchor points. If you put your anchor points in the middle, how it will look is like this. You see, it just not grow from the very bottom. Yeah. Play with anchor points, and you will have a dynamic animation.
Thank you.
Yeah, just very simple ones. And if you have any questions, you can ask me, or you have new ideas. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any ideas for how to like make it more like 3D versus just like a straight line? You know what I mean?
If you do 3D, maybe you can do also on scale. Okay, several ways you can do. Like first is do the scale and maybe first open the 3D layer. So now you have this little cube here, which means now it's a 3D scale. Now you can play it in 3 ways, X, Z, and Y, X, Y, Z rotation. So in this way, you're gonna have a very dynamic ones. But because you cannot see our orange here right now, because we have already do some position animation before we turn on the 3D layer. So now it's like way back from the camera, so you cannot see that. What my tip is, just if you want to do something that's 3D, open the 3D layer just right before you do anything. Otherwise, you don't know where it goes. Although you can get it back, so by taking the camera, you can take it front, left, that kind of thing, and you can find where is it, that kind of. But I don't. It's like kind of annoying. Yeah. So, yeah. Any other things?
Is that enough to get you guys started?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I know I talk a lot.
You're good,
Like
don't worry.
when I introducing those buttons, icons. So we also get those recorded. So if you want to know more, you can just watch that back. And Lily is also taking notes. So
Yeah, so we'll send you a,
yeah.
here's what we did.
Oh, awesome.
So next week, it looks like we will be Skyping with the directors of Pet Cemetery. So if you want to be there for that, so he's my friend. We worked together in New York City doing post-production, and then we did his last movie, or 2 movies ago together, feature called Starry Eyes, and then he basically moved to LA after that, became successful, and got into the horror genre, and so he's like writer director on a bunch of horror films. So he's doing Mama too, and Pet Cemetery, and I think there's like one other one. He's done Scream TV show. I think he directed an episode of that. So Skyping with him. If you want to come and you want to be on the list as a reminder, then make sure I have your info. For those who don't know me, I'm Shayna. I created this.
Our great Shayna.
You miss Shayna Day?
Yes.
So we have next week, that's kind of like our last big meeting, and then Rebecca just left, but the animation screening at BPA is the week after, so we might go that Tuesday to go look at that, and then they'll come to see our screening, May 5th. And usually at the end of the semester, I like to do a party. So Lily will be helping me put that together.
Better
And
snacks.
it probably won't be a Tuesday since we're kind of booked on Tuesdays, but we'll just try to maybe survey out what's a good day for people at the end of the semester.
I thought we were going to New York City like a trip.
That's hilarious.
That's in class next semester.
Oh.
Never mind then.
It's a different group. Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you for
I'll
having
get you
us.
reach out, you can send, like satellite people, or, you know, sit in the lab.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, so just reach out to me or Shayna and we'll help you out.
Thank you so much. Yeah, this is really cool. Thank you.
Got it.
How can I stop recording this?
If you go
I
to the QuickTime down here.
I'm a PC user.
I am
as you
also a
see.
PC user in a Mac world over, so. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do.
Is it still recording?
Yeah, up here. At least I think it is.
Yeah, yeah. Really? Yeah, are you sure?
Yeah, I'm almost done with it. And then,
Oh.
a guy called, texted me asking if I could call him about.
Oh, here it is.